Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. Today's video is just a quick one talking about today's Nintendo Direct, which a lot of people are super happy with. Find out if I am or not. And of course, Arcade1Up have two new cabinets announced through a third-party retailer. Let's talk about it right after this. That's right, everybody. Today, Nintendo held their first Direct in a very long time. There's usually a February Direct. Everybody predicted it. Kind of came out of nowhere. It was announced yesterday. Happened today. I intended to make a reaction video right after the Switch Nintendo Direct presentation, because it's all Switch now. There's nothing else. I don't know why they don't call it Switch Direct. But after the Direct went off the air, I was going to do a reaction video, but I'm going to be honest with you, unlike everybody else, I wasn't actually in love with the Direct. It's one of the problems of being an older man. I kind of want the Nintendo from when I was a kid, a lot of those titles, and I expect the moon, and then I always get new stuff that's not really directed at me. I keep forgetting these are toys made for kids, not 40-year-old men. So I'm always a little let down. Not that it wasn't a good Direct, it just didn't have a lot of what I wanted. But let's talk about what I did like. So this Direct started with a bang for some, more of a whimper for me, with Fire Emblem's Warriors, the second game in that series, the Three Hopes. Now, I had a lot of fun with the first Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors, and I actually have the first Fire Emblem Warriors, but it's still sealed in the package. I've never opened it. So this one, it didn't really do anything for me. Like, I understand the Warriors collaboration that Nintendo are doing, and people really like them, but it's just not for me. So immediately it started off with, if this is the big announcement they want to set the ground running with, this might not be a Switch presentation for me. But something that did kick off in the right direction, I'm trying my best to put this in there, was the announcement of Super Mario Strikers coming to the Nintendo Switch. My daughter was watching the Nintendo Direct along with me. She thought this looked like the most fun, and I love this art style, what they're doing here now. I love soccer games. Mega Man Soccer is one of my favorite of all time. I love fun soccer, so this looks like it should be a blast. I actually watched RGT85's prediction video yesterday, and he said off the top, Nintendo needs to do another Mario sports game. What about Strikers? So, I mean, I was flabbergasted when I saw this, and I was like, man, dude knows everything. He says it was a guess, but we'll see. Anyways, this looks pretty cool. This is a fun one. I don't know if this is something I'll pick up brand new. This is one of the ones, much like Mario Tennis Aces, I'll wait until it goes on sale, maybe around Black Friday. Some of you who have been watching me for a while may already know this about me, but I'm a huge JRPG fan, especially in the PlayStation 1 era, and I love Chrono Cross. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I heard they were doing a remake, and then I saw something where it was Chrono Cross X something else, and I was heartbroken. But seeing an actual remake done with a graphical upgrade, much like they did with Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, this is a dream come true for me. I say this thing and people always get mad at me because it's like blasphemy, but I actually prefer Chrono Cross to Chrono Trigger. I played this game first and then directly played Trigger afterwards, and this is the game I like the most. I love PlayStation 1 RPGs, so I am psyched about this and will definitely buy this for my Nintendo Switch and then probably never play it. I've got so much stuff on the backlog on that Switch. Honestly, this one kind of caught me off guard because I have been so against this new Kirby game. Like, the first scenes I saw of it, I was like, so it's like The Last of Us X Kirby, and I didn't like it. Like, I want my Kirby the way I like my Kirby, but the more I watch gameplay from this and the extra stuff that's going in, the fun 3D world, you know what? I think this is actually going to be a blast to play. I don't know if I'm going to rush out to the store to get it. Again, I've got a massive backlog right now I need to deal with, but this looks fun. I mean, I think the mouthful stuff where he just covers stuff up, it'll add some fun elements to it, but it feels like it's a cop-out where it's just him covering up the object instead of becoming the object. That light bulb stage looks really cool. This looks fun. Yeah, this today did a huge job on selling me on this new Kirby game where I wasn't interested ahead of time. Speaking of franchises coming out of nowhere, Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series coming to the Nintendo Switch. And also in there, they announced Klonoa 2 is coming as well. These games are, I wouldn't call them hidden gems anymore. They're expensive games now, if anybody connects to the old Klonoa games. But they're just so much fun. People love them, and they're a good experience. This is something I think people should try. I was excited to see this. This is the kind of stuff the Switch should be doing more of. So obviously, I loved Octopath Traveler. I'm a big JRPG fan. I know Triangle Strategy's coming out, but I'm not a big strategy game player, so I'm not super excited about that. However, this looks absolutely beautiful. This seems like it will definitely fill my need. I don't know how much it's going to be. I always feel like these games, even though they're amazing technical developments, I always feel like they should be cheaper, not full price games. I don't know what it is here. Like usually when it's HD 2D or something like that, I feel like it should be discounted. But other than that, I mean, if this is a good price, this is definitely going to be a day one purchase for me because this game looks absolutely beautiful. I love the idea of the backstory, and yeah, I'm super excited about Live Alive. So probably the announcement that caught me the most off guard during this Nintendo Direct was Nintendo Switch Sports. And my God, this is long overdue, and I am so excited. People remember when that Wii first came out, I only had two games. I had Wii Sports, and I had The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. It was Twilight Princess. And I loved Twilight Princess, but I spent the majority of my time playing Wii Sports. I had just started seeing my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, and we played the hell out of bowling on that thing. So if this is as fun and addictive as bowling was on the Wii, I am all in. I think this could be a fun experience. Of course, they got to do the weirdest shit in the world with waggle control, so we got a new soccer kicking mechanic. I definitely don't want to buy a leg strap, but excited for the people that want to play this. I think the idea of playing badminton, volleyball, tennis, and especially bowling and golf's coming later on is just... it's going to be the tops. Nintendo made such a good experience with the original Wii Sports, so I think Switch Sports is right there as well. And the fact you can do this online now, I'm going to be hooking up with people all over the place saying, boss, do you want to bowl? So I'm pretty excited about that. This is a big thing, a very cool Switch Sports. You know you're getting old when you're thinking about something that was a generation ago, only like 15 years, and you were old then, but you're excited and nostalgic for something that you played when you were an adult. Weird, right? So you guys know I made a video very recently talking about how it's been 190 days since anything new has come to the Nintendo Switch Online, NES, or Super Nintendo servers, and I don't think it's me that inspired that. But I was wrong, and obviously we've got a new Nintendo and Super Nintendo games coming to the Switch in the form of Earthbound and Mother 1, which they're calling Earthbound Beginnings. I finally got around to finishing Earthbound for the first time when I picked it up on my Wii U a couple years ago on their virtual console. It's a beautiful game, something people should experience once for sure in their lifetime. I don't know if it's the kind of game I can go back to a bunch of times, but definitely play through it once because it's a fun experience and it's worth your time. So very cool that we're going to get more NES and Super Nintendo stuff coming to that library. At least it's not dead. And now it was only one game each. They're good games, but come on, Nintendo. You can do a little bit more than that. So probably the announcement that came the most out of left field for me was the announcement that we are in fact not getting a Mario Kart 9 on the Nintendo Switch. So even though Mario Kart 8 is one of the best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch ever, even though it's a Wii U port, they're not doing a Nintendo Mario Kart 9. In fact, they're just doing more courses as DLC for Mario Kart, and you know what? I'm all here for it. I looked at this, seeing remasters of courses, classic courses. They're always great to see. The nostalgia's there, plus they're revisited in the new engine for Mario Kart 8. So this is going to be the bomb. the absolute bomb. I'm so excited for it. But the only shitty thing was when they announced the price. I was like, 8 courses, which are, 2 and 2, for $25 US. So we're talking like $35 Canadian for 8 courses. And I was like, oh, come on, guys. But then we got the amazing caveat that this is actually going to be free for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack users. And I started saying, oh my god, am I happy I have the expansion pack. Not only do I get these awesome N64 and Genesis games, but this also comes along with it, and my wife gets her Animal Crossing, so very happy for my expansion pack purchase. Finding out this news today, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of these new courses for Mario Kart 8. What awesome news today. And of course, the last announcement was a brand new game that everybody had kind of speculated was going to be coming out, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, I very happily got into Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch. I had never played the series before, despite buying all the games on the other consoles. I bought Xenoblade Chronicles on the Nintendo Wii, Chronicles X for the Wii U, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade 2, and Xenoblade 1 remastered. I'm all over the place here. I bought both of those for the Switch, but I never started playing on this until this time. I've been following these people for a very long time, ever since I played Xenogears on the team that do the background on this and the story and all that stuff. Ever since they did Xenogears and then Xenosaga, now seeing them do Xenoblade. The Xeno franchise is alive and well, and I'm excited to see another entry in the series. Hopefully it's really good. I enjoyed both Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade 2, so Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm here for it. So yeah, guys, that was everything during the Nintendo Direct. Like I said again, at first, I was a little disappointed. I had my heart set on some just ridiculous, stupid stuff. You get caught up with the rumors, so I wanted to see Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker HD remasters. I had heard rumors about Metroid Prime Trilogy getting a remaster. I've been hearing that for a while. I actually have my Wii U in the background that I want to set up on this TV up here, so I can then play through my Wii copy of Metroid Prime Trilogy game, but I'm kind of holding off because I'm waiting for the Switch version, so I didn't get all the ridiculous fictional stuff I hoped and thought we were going to get, but looking back on it, this was a pretty good Direct overall. We got the NES and SNES games finally, so we know they're alive and well, plus that Mario Kart announcement was just incredible. Chrono Cross, so some good shit for everybody. There's a lot of stuff for the new people, but there was also some stuff for an old fogey like myself. Now, switching gears, this is a little bit of news that came out yesterday that I haven't had a chance to talk about yet, but a posting on Sam's Club revealed 2 new Arcade1Up Legacy Edition cabinets. So if you guys head on over to the Sam's Club website right now, type in Arcade1Up, the first thing that'll come up is your Simpsons cab for $4.99, which is not a terrible deal, considering they were $5.29 at Walmart. But right next to that is for $429.98, which includes riser, light-up marquee, is the Ultimate Mortal Kombat Arcade with riser, and then you've got Super Pac-Man with riser arcade. Now, these are both Legacy Editions. They're going to have light-up marquees. They're going to come with the riser, so everything they got. And at the oldish, because these used to be $3.99, so they're $30 more, Legacy Edition prices. First up, let's take a look at the one we knew was coming out, which is Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. For fans of the weekly Retro Party, you would have seen this announced when John D was on that show that time. But they're calling it Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but it's pretty clear here, unless the render's wrong, this is actually Mortal Kombat 3 artwork. So there's the Mortal Kombat 3 side panel, which is really sexy. I mean, Sindel looks great there. The 3 logo I've always loved. Shao Kahn is so badass. Then you've got on the front Mortal Kombat 3 marquee. I'm sure that'll look good lit up. I mean, it's a cool looking cabinet. As you can see here, the deck edges, they fixed that. So anybody who had the Defender cab, you've already seen modified Midway Legacy Edition cabinet where those deck edges are fixed. Riser looks pretty good. This looks like a sticker, which is not a big surprise considering this is an old Legacy Edition model. If If you go down here, it includes 12 games, real feel arcade controls, on-screen game selection menus, so the standard stuff. Get into the description, classic upright cabinet design, upgraded 17-inch color LCD screen, original artwork, coinless operation, thank God, and volume control. But what I wanted to go to is the games list, because included is Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3 for the first time, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. So we're getting Mortal Kombat 3 included, where we never got it before. Joust, Defender, Rampage, Gauntlet, Paperboy for some goddamn reason, Root Beer Tapper, Bubbles, which I love, and Wizard of War. What's fascinating about this is they've added Mortal Kombat 3, which a lot of people love, and for some reason, instead of taking out Paperboy, which plays completely wrong, they decided to remove Tubin, which is actually pretty fun. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking there. Paperboy definitely should have been the game to come out. That's crazy. The other question about it, there's nothing included here. When John D showed this off on the weekly retro party, he alluded to the fact that this was probably going to be Wi-Fi connected with online play. However, with the new Mortal Kombat cabinet being announced from Arcade1Up, the 30th anniversary, and being advertised as the first one with the online play, I believe this will be more so a reskin of the original Legacy cabinet, and at that price point, more so than online play. But if this does have online play, this looks like it's going to be available quicker than maybe the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary, and a quicker way to jump into the Mortal Kombat online landscape maybe. So we'll see. I don't think this has online play, or it would say, or they just don't have a lot of information to go along with these Sam's Club postings. Next up is one I'm super excited about, because it's Super Pac-Man. I know you guys are saying, God, another Pac-Man. But what I love about this is the first game that Arcade1Up has made that is a cabaret cabinet. This is not a remake of a regular Super Pac-Man cabinet. It's actually a remake of a cabaret, which, if you're not familiar, you should be. Most of you people are. Cabarets are smaller form arcade cabinets, and a lot of people look at Arcade1Up and they see cabaret. So the fact that they're really on the nose with it here and making a cabaret cabinet is a very cool piece. There's definitely some misleading art going on here. You see on the front, it's a Super Pac-Man cabinet. I hope that's not a light-up J panel, but I've got a feeling it might be. And also, this render is horrible, because if you look at this here, I know for a fact that this is going to be a vertical screen because of the size of the side panels, but the way they've got it done makes it look horizontal. It makes it look like it's a square screen, when obviously it's going to be vertical. The thing to remember about this is, if you take a look at the side panel here, this is going to have a very, very aggressive slant for an Arcade1Up cabinet, so more like what the original cabaret would have been. So I think what they're trying to do with this picture here is show the field of depth, because I looked at this and I was going to I'm going to rag all over this because they can't put a horizontal screen on a Pac-Man. But again, I think it's just a bad render and them trying to show the field of depth. Another thing I want to point out is, why the hell is there Pac-Man Plus on the side? If it's going to be a Super Pac-Man arcade cabinet, why would you have Pac-Man Plus on your marquee? So, yeah, I don't think the graphic artist who put this together was on his A-game when doing this. So we'll go down and look at the specifications. It looks like Pac-Man, Pac-Land, Pac-Man Plus, Super Pac-Man, Pac-and-Pal, Pac-Mania, Galaxian, Galaga, Dig Dug, Dig Dig 2, Mappy, and Romper. So the same game that were on the original Bandai Namco Legacy. Let's see. I don't see anything about Wi-Fi. So again, this looks like just a different form factor of the Namco Legacy cabinet. Anyways, guys, I probably would have made a video about this yesterday, but it's not that much news. It's just basically reskins of the Arcade1Up legacy cabinets that are already out there. We already kind of knew about Mortal Kombat 3, so it's cool to see that's actually coming out. There was some concern that might have been canceled when we saw the new Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary with the online play. And I gotta tell you, I love Love that Pac-Man cabaret cabinet. It's about time Arcade1Up has done a cabaret cabinet, so for fans of tiny arcades and cabaret, there's actually specific cabaret-only collectors. This is definitely something unique and point of interest for people to go into. And now, not everybody loves the Arcade1Up wood grain cabinets because sometimes it doesn't come across well, but I've got hope this one will look nice. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Let me know, what did you think of today's Nintendo Direct? Were you excited about it, or are you kind of like me, an old fogey, and felt that we didn't get enough of that old school Nintendo love? There was too much put into Fire Emblem and Splatoon and foolishness for the kids nowadays. And what about these new Arcade1Up cabinets? Either one of these you're interested in, or are you just going to wait for the other legacy cabinets that they've already announced at CES? Anyways, let me know in the comments. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this late night video. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you later. Or next time. I get that one wrong.